1976, for a long time, and my wife Gladys over there. Harvey was the one who gave her away to me. So we are very, Harvey, very, very special, very special. And I can remember we were, Harvey and I actually, we shared apartments together. So when I say closet, literally I know what's in the closet. So we actually shared apartments together. So we go a long ways back. And the thing is, when I was growing up, it was 13 living. My mom and dad had 13 living children. They had 14, one passed away. But one of the things that helped us survive being reared in Memphis, in the city with 13 siblings, is that we learned that whatever one person in our family had, everybody else had. That's how we survived. And coming to Internal Revenue Service, not really knowing a whole lot, but having someone like Harvey to just kind of take me under his wing and just help. And even though we just came on months apart, I found that comfort in Harvey. And you're talking about helping us, helping one another. That's how we make it as a people. And Harvey has gone on in 25 years, has demonstrated that, and he's still doing it. Harvey, you are magnificent. And we thank you. God bless you. Gladys and I have known Harvey and Arthurine for the longest, and the children. I mean, we just like family. We don't see each other very often, but when we do, it's that chemistry that comes together knowing that we love each other, and we really, really do appreciate you. Harvey, congratulations. God bless you.
Kim's running this, so I'm just following order.
Okay, last but not least, we have one reflection, and that is from Kendall Hoskins.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm often asked, how long have you been with Hoskins and Company? And I often reply, as long as I can remember. Some of my fondest memories are going to the office as a kid, and me and Kim back before the computer days, and putting checks in orders for these long, big ledgers, and helping write out some of those expenses. And then some of my other memories are, as a kid, going to the office after school and having to do my homework there. And I would finish my homework pretty fast because I wanted to get to the center and shoot basketball. So I would finish my homework pretty fast, and I asked my father, Dad, can you check this for me? And he'd look at it and he'd say, oh, that's pretty good. I think you missed a problem or two. So I run back, fix the problem, and take it back to him and say, Dad, what do you think now? And he'd look at it and he says, that's right. That's right. Okay. Son, erase all of this and rewrite this. This doesn't look good. I want this to look presentable, and I want this to look nice. If you're going to do something, you might as well do it right. So I missed the center and had to go back and rewrite my homework. And I never did quite get that handwriting thing down. Dr. Lou, I have what they call the doctor's penmanship. But from that, I did learn a lot of lessons. Always put your best foot forward. Always do the best you can. And as he likes to say, the short way is the long way. I said that wrong?
The long way is the short way.
I thought it was the short way is the long one. The long way is the short way? Okay, I got that one wrong. And then, also, I learned a lot of other lessons. Business lessons and life lessons from my father. One of the most important things is no one can do anything by themselves. You have to have a team. And as they often say, behind every great man is an even greater woman. And I'd like to thank my mom as well and congratulate you both on 35 years of marriage this weekend. That I would try to learn from my father. He would help me out and try to learn it. And some things I wouldn't get. And you know, as a young person growing up, you always say, I'm going to do things a little bit different than my parents, a little bit different than my father. I'm going to do it my way, like this. But as the saying goes, now having a wife and kids of my own, my father gets smarter and smarter every year. And also, a lot of other things he would teach me. He would make analogies or sports analogies or different things so that I could understand them in my own terms, or business analogies so that I could get some other life lessons. And so, Dad, I want you to see if you can get this analogy. You know, Kobe Bryant, his first year, when he first got to the NBA, he wanted to be like Michael Jordan. I mean, he walked like Michael Jordan. He had an interview, he talked like Michael Jordan. He chewed bubble gum like Michael Jordan. Everything he did just like Michael Jordan. But I have one up on Kobe Bryant. I never had to try to walk like my role model. It was just natural. Sometimes I pick up the phone and people think I'm my role model. I never had to try to laugh like my role model or my hero. Everyone says I laugh just like it. And so, Dad, I just want you to know I have one up on Kobe Bryant. To have my father as my role model, my hero. If I wanted to dress like my role model, my hero, when he'd go off to work, I could sneak in his closet and put his suit on. And I really appreciate you being my role model, my best friend, my hero, and everything you've done for me.
Kendall, actually, the judge told me if I just kept feeding you, all that would happen. Thank you all so much for just coming out and joining us this evening. All right, who are the mic experts to make this stay in place? All right, let's go. Just take a couple $100 off the bill. Again, thank you so very much to everyone for coming out and joining us in this celebration tonight. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Just listen to everyone come up and tell stories. DJ, thank you so very much, and I'm glad you didn't tell everything. And I just, as Miss McKissick was talking, I thought about a story came back to me, and I'm sure she won't mind me telling this. See, people think as accountants all we do is just sit around and crunch numbers and do tax returns and all that, but it's really a fun industry and so forth. And Ms. McKissick won't mind me telling this. there is no tougher business lady than Leatrick McKissick. And back some time ago, she had a loan company. She didn't like it. She didn't think it was structured like it should be. So she just kind of restructured it. It was one little piece. We just didn't tell the bank everything we were doing. So when they finally figured out what we were doing, the banker called up. I mean, right, don't pick on the accountant. That's what you do. So he called me up and talked about my mama threatened to take the firstborn and all that stuff. So he said, we're going to have a meeting and you all get down here. We're going to go. So I prepare all these spreadsheets. We get ready to go down to the bank. We go in the bank. Miss McKissick started talking when we stepped in. She talked for an hour and a half solid. I didn't get to say anything. The banker didn't get to say anything. When Miss McKissick finally stopped talking, she said, okay, whatever y'all want to do. True story. Miss McKissick probably don't even remember that. But, and DJ, thank you for all those comments, some of which are true. We do go, in fact, go back a long way. And I see George Williams here, and one of the comical things George used to say, he would call, when Walt and I got started, he would call us the firm of asset and liability. Now, since Walt is not here, I'll claim to be the asset. But on a serious matter, I do have a whole bunch to be thankful for. I mean, I do have to start out by thanking the Almighty. I am probably, there was some T-shirts out some while back that just says "Just Blessed." I could be the poster boy for Just Blessed. Wow. I mean, the Creator has been so wonderful to me. When I think about it, I turned 60 this year. If Rena keeps me till Sunday, I'll be married 35 years, and also been in business 25 years. So I think that's something to be thankful for. And then I add, April 15th, extension dates are they're critical for the service that we provide. I have never even had as much as a headache on 25 April 15th. So, all that is just God's blessing, and I'm just so thankful for that. I do have to first, there are a lot of folks I need to thank, and I'll start with Arthurine. She really has been the rock. She took care of the kids. Worked, looked after aging parents, did it all. And even worked in the business early on. Now, I must admit, that part had its challenges. When Rena worked in the firm, she worked for a large corporation. And so when she came in the firm with Walt and I, she didn't think we were doing anything right. So we'd have our fusses. I know this never happened in the rest of you all, but we'd have our fusses. So at one point, I called myself on a fire, right? Well, I see Brian Corbin out here, one of these very, very high-rate executives. Brian, tell me this. How do you fire your wife and then go home? But really, I on a serious note, Rena has been there for me all the way. She's prayed for me. She supported every action we've taken. Not one time, even when we had money, didn't have any money, not one time I ever heard, you should have probably kept that job. Although she had to thank it because I thought. So in that respect, I am truly, truly blessed. I am blessed with just a wonderful family. I've got 5 grandkids, a few of them running around here in the place, and so, hey, Nas. And that's really, really a true blessing. On the other side, even, I don't even have in-law stories to tell. I mean, all of our families has just worked very, very well together, which is just a true blessing. And then next is just such a talented team. We have been able to, and you saw everyone, just an incredible team. We have some truly, truly very, very talented people. As accountants, we have a lot of fun. We work together. We support one another. It's just incredible. And anybody can go out and hire smart people. That's not difficult. But to identify folks that care about their fellow man, that's not easy. And so that's what we approach. We try to identify people that really will be able to work with our clients, care about them, get involved, just provide a level. It's all about service. And so I could not be more grateful for our team. Many have had offers from the larger firms that are maybe more financially lucrative than what Hoskins and Company offers, but they've stayed aboard to help build something that we can take a long way. And so for that, I am deeply grateful. See at least one of my former partners here, Angelita Dobbs, who had a huge impact on having Hoskins and Company where it is today. She brought in one of our largest clients, as a matter of fact, and went on to be an assistant commissioner in state government. So Angelita, I am more than grateful to you. I don't know if Walter Vance is here or not, but Walt had an impact, and needless to say, Walt Ruffin and I have started together, and it's just been wonderful, appreciative. So any former partners, they're still partners. That's just the kind of relationships that we have been able to build. And there's so many others I need to thank. There are folks from the banking community, from the financial services community, and Marcus Henderson's been a great referral. We worked together over the years. Frank Davis.